Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's video, we're going to be looking at an Extilior list, and what we've tried to put together is a list that basically gives a little bit more value than the initial stats would provide. So the reason I wanted to do this is Extilior, every time I've played him as sort of the focus point of the list, or I want to get him in melee range and get him exactly where he does his best work over there. However, I feel like there's a game plan for Extilior that just can take it a little bit slower. We can keep him back and use him as a finisher rather than trying to rush in there and get additional damage done. So to do that, what I've done is I've bought a bunch of units that just give a little bit more value than their initial kit might suggest. So first of all is one that we know and love is Beatrice. She's going to be in almost every one of my lists moving forwards, and the reason she's in here is the armor makes her incredibly tough to deal with early on, and the AoE sort of brings things potentially a little bit extra value on that front as well. Maximus's extra value is in exactly just what his kit does. He's difficult to kill, he moves around a lot, and that's where he gets more than just his actual stats worth of value from. Axel Pyro is actually something that I've not played enough of, and it's a really powerful unit because essentially it deals at least 3 damage to everything, because it does 2 damage and then you get at least 1 burn trigger out of it as well. Broken Vengeance seems like he wouldn't fit here because he is just a stat-based unit. However, his revenge ability gives a lot more value than people realise against melee units, so that's going to be something I'm going to be trying to get into effect there as well. Blindside Resley, obviously his whole kit is the value. When we have no Cinder left, he's fast and gets extra attack. Snarling, the Immobilizer, is going to be really useful in this as well. Obviously, Taurian Guardian's my go-to defensive unit on top of Beatrice. Fate Twister Tantan, I think, is underrated still at the moment. And so we've got Fate Twister in for a couple of reasons. We've got Furia combo in here as well, but we've also just got the ability to make opponents miss. And then Furia, obviously, for that exact reason. With Extilior Shield, she can stop herself taking damage for just 1 Cinder a turn, which isn't too bad. And then lastly, we've got Florio Lancer, who probably is just a stat-based unit, but looking at the kind of list that we've got, we need that bit of endgame in there. I didn't want to go with Switchback just because it's quite a sort of straightforward approach, and Florio Lancer is a little bit more interesting. We have now unlocked a couple of different ones of these. I'm going to bring in the Lightning Crash, and we're going to get into a couple of games. So, wish us luck. Our game plan this time is going to be take it a little bit slower. We're going to be trying to sneak up the sides with Extilior. We're not going to put him out in the open as often. We're going to basically bide our time and try and play that safe trading game until we can get to the point where he's getting into melee range at that point. So essentially we might not even have a captain for beginning parts of the game. So we're against Astra, and I believe I've played against this player before because I recognise the all painted model. So in this, because they're going to have quite a dangerous start with the sort of all the additional mana that they're going to get, additional Cinder, we're going to go with Plink and Stasis Field just to try and slow that down a little. So there's a couple of routes we can take. We're going to go up to the top, and we're just going to Plink here. Plink probably allows us to stay in this fight when we otherwise might not be able to. So again, Astra could move down here, try and get a pot shot off, but we're going to slowly move towards her. But unlike other games, we're not just going to be running at her unless the opportunity presents itself. We're just going to be using Extilior to zone and say, if you don't have the movement to get away from me, that's when it's going to be relevant. Okay, so they're playing a unit up front, so it's probably a Maximus. It's the only sort of consistently used 1-drop. It is. So on this front, because we've now know the Maximus is coming, we're going to move just back here and make it as hard as possible for him to get line of sight on us. So again, we don't really have anything to do. We could try putting a shield on us so that if he misses one, he'd end up still, but this is going to be just a safe location for us as well. Okay, Stim Burst is fine. They're going to get the 2 damage off us and run away again, but that just is what that ability does. They've got 2 damage off of theirs every 2 turns. We get 1 every turn. It balances out fairly well. And then because we've got this sort of situation, either Broken Vengeance or Taurian Guardian are both quite good here. I think we're probably looking at Broken Vengeance just to put a little bit more damage on the board. Especially with Taurian Arsenal and Maximus here now. So if we just... In fact, can we get in range? We're not quite in range on either side, so that's fine. But what we're going to do is just... I don't believe there's any reasonable route of hiding here, but... I think we just play Broken Vengeance and play it... In fact, I kind of just want to move down here and play Broken Vengeance just here to block this slightly. Make it harder for Maximus to hit us. And that way we've got the additional chance of, hitting him back next turn. So this isn't an ideal situation. They've got more range attack than we have. Yeah, so they can plenty that they can bring in. But given that we've got the stun, there's a good chance that we can actually move in and deal some damage here and there. So I'm curious as to where this goes. Yeah, it should go there. There's no reason to send it onto Broken Vengeance pretty much ever. The question is, I don't think they can actually get it hidden from Broken Vengeance, so that I'd probably put it up here to make Broken Vengeance expose himself on the following turn. And yeah, a couple of damage here. So this is where things get a little bit worrying, because this is a risk for us. We're starting to lose health very rapidly, even as Extilior. So we're probably actually going to have to stun Tara or Arsenal and make them unstun her with Astra. So again, actually it's going to have to be Extilior, I think. I can't see a situation in which we do anything other than play Taurian Guardian here, so... Unless, actually... We're going to use the Broken Vengeance trick. So this whole list is about getting additional value out. So let's get additional value. Hit, get hit back, hit again. Pick up a kill, get a shield. And then you know what? We're going to actually plink Taria. We're going to move towards Taria. Stun her. And we're just going to play Taurian Guardian behind her. Actually... We'll play Taurian Guardian near our Extilior. Try and keep her safe. They might have a couple of things to worry about. We're going to shield ourselves here. They might have Orbital, which I think might even be able to get everything here, but probably only 2. Yep, that's fine. So, as it stands, they can't kill this. They might be able to if they just play something and give it into the breach, but that's fine. We're kind of in a difficult spot here, knowing that we're against Orbital as well. Yeah, these are all fine. Maximus probably kills... Yeah, this is the correct ordering, because Maximus kills Broken Vengeance. Normally they'd want to do it the other way around, but if they do it the other way around, it just nearly kills Maximus straight up. Which is obviously not their aim here. So the unit we've got left is Furia. Furia doesn't do much here, but if we can get some good angles next turn, it will be able to. Playing something down here is interesting. If we can get into range of spinning here... Okay, so they've got their own Furia. I think we're just out of melee range, but we might just be in it if we're lucky. So we can get in, so we can deal 5-6 damage to a 7 wound unit. So I think we are on the runaway plan, but it could be runaway towards Astra. Because we can't quite do that. So, I mean, we have to do this. Because otherwise we're just taking 4 damage immediately. I think we're moving over here. Getting the damage in. We do want to bring our own Furia in, but probably somewhere like here to make it harder. Actually, we can move Taurian Guardian over here. And we can bring our Furia in here. So this means that they have to use their Furia to kill our Furia if they want to do so. And then, again, we're just going to start shield, hoping our own Extilior. So I was considering putting things like Tona Mystic Manteo in this list, but that wasn't the plan. We weren't trying to get Extilior into a dangerous situation. It's just our opponent so far has outpositioned us, I would say. Okay, so... Yep, so this is going to be them killing our Furia. But... if they miss this, for instance, this isn't impossible. 87, so it's like a 1 in 6 chance. Yeah, so they got the hit, that's fine. We thought that was going to be the case. But this gives us a little bit of leeway that we wouldn't have otherwise had. That's a miss as well, even better, we get to keep our shields. So this is where I feel like Astra's abilities are just going to take over, because we can't stop Astra doing what we need to. And what we really need is to get back to our stuns. Okay, they can't enter the breach here, so... I don't know if we can even do this without a crit. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6, and so we'd need to crit. So let's reinforce, see if we get anything that changes this. It doesn't. So I think we just have to go for it. Because Extilior can't move out. Taurian Guardian is going to be... Where's his range? So we just want to move slightly back to be out of range. And then I think we just go for it and see if we can get... It's a very low crit chance. And I guess we Shield of Hope ourselves first. It doesn't really matter too much. Get the crit. We did get the crit. That is a big deal here. So now we can move back here and stay safe. So I was talking about this on Reddit the other day. Sometimes for your opponent it feels bad if they lost to a crit or something like that. However, sometimes it's just the right thing to go for the crit. Come on, they get the miss. If Maximus moves up to try and get the hit, there's a reasonable chance we can kill Maximus on the backswing. This is them just yet perfect positioning. That's exactly where they want to be. And they miss that as well. If Maximus moves up again, yeah, so this should not actually do anything. So Maximus is now just dead. So this is the mistake on their front. What was the unit we drew? It was our Maximus, wasn't it? Yes, because we Shield of Hope instead of playing that. So question is, we can't quite get around. So I think we just do our spin and hit. Taurian Guardian is going to basically try and block Furia into place here. We'll play Maximus over here as well. Again, making it hard for them to get out of range. We're going to play Maximus just behind this so that it's out of range of their Astra. We'll reinforce. Fate Twister Tantan is another good one as well. So because we don't need it this turn specifically, we've got 2 shields on. I am just going to plink Furia here, I believe. We've got our stun coming back up soon. They've got Orbital next turn, so we need to just make sure we run away from that next time. So here, if I were them, I think they're going to just try and take one shot of Extilior and just remove some shields because they know that Furia is going to die. Yep, they got the crit as well, so it actually dealt damage. That's brutal. So the interesting thing here is that because we know how their Orbital is coming, Extilior... Ooh, that's terrifying. So what we're actually going to do here... Oh, they've hasted it, yep. So we're going to have to try and run aggressively towards Florio Lancer, but we've got no guarantee that we can actually deal with that this turn. So there's 6 life here. So the first thing we're going to have to do is just move up here and take as much as possible, see if we can get a crit. Can we get a crit? No, we don't. But that's fine, so that's going to move down here. We're going to have to plink here. We're going to have to run this way. Shield of Hope ourselves. Stun Florio Lancer. Play Fate Twister Tantan over here. In fact, we should have reinforced first, because, yeah, we couldn't have played our own Florio, actually, so that works out fine. Starting from next turn, we're going to have to be healing our... sorry, plinking to heal every single turn. Yeah. Yeah. Did they put themselves in space to remove the stun? Because if they did, we're just dead. Yep. That's fine. Like, this is how we thought it might go. It wasn't ideal, but I think we played it quite well considering the situation we're in. Oh, we got level up an Axel Pyro, hopefully. Taurian Guardian's getting close to being our first one with an actual profile image. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Got some account level blanks. So let's try again. So I feel like one of the things this is missing is, again, just like other Extilior lists I've made, is a bit of healing. I'm trying to find ways to make it work without the healing, without relying on the Stitching Rinpoche or the Tonevistic Manteo. It is difficult. They are powerful effects, and given that our captain is going to take damage every time, it does make it hard to work around. Okay, so this is a very good opening bridge. Very nice, actually. Ooh. I quite like Corrosive and Nano Shield here. Orbital's obviously great, but Corrosive, when we've already got a bunch of early damaging units, is going to be interesting. So Zax is going to be one that's hard to get hold of. Like, we don't get in range of him very easily, but again, with Maximus and Extilior, these are the things that are going to help us get in range. So Extilior is actually probably not going to be activated turn 2. Ooh, they're playing Talali. Okay, that's not what I'd expect from a Maximus. From a Zax list. So let's pop Maximus down in here and just end the turn. So Extilior here might actually be a difficult choice to make because I'm not convinced that Extilior is actually going to do much, given that we might not be able to activate it the following turn. But if they make an aggressive movement towards us, then we probably can. So what have we got here? This is Fate Twister Tantan. Okay. So Tantan's a really good unit. I think Tantan is massively underrated at the moment, so I'm glad to see it in more lists. This player is level 0, so they might have just gone for whatever they feel like at the time. I mean, they've got a couple of Cholek units. Okay, so for instance here, we're not as worried about Fate Twister Tantan. We just want to take down the damage that they've got available. So we're just going to do that and run back here. Extilior's going to run back in this direction as well, and we're just going to bring Blindside or SD down, probably just again in the smoke. Because if we need to, we can just say reinforce next turn or something like that. Or if they, I mean, they're in range there actually, so if they don't move out of this area, I'm going to use Corrosive. I'm going to kill both of these units and move forward in this direction. They can make Extilior miss, that's fine. But if they've put themselves, yeah, they've put themselves in range of Extilior, because I can spin on that. And if they move up with this, we're actually in a very good spot here. Yeah, so this is going to be just short, which is exactly why we placed our movement there. Is this going to be a mine? If it's a mine, again, there's a chance we can get Extilior in here and take both of these out at once. Because obviously the second half of Tantan will go out through. Wait, have they used Tantan's ability? Oh, they use it on Maximus. Oh, that's awkward. Because that's only one of his attacks is going to miss. So that means we can actually still probably kill everything here. I think we can just about kill everything, because obviously we send Blindsider this way now. We get 2 damage off of Maximus here, and then 4 damage off of Extilior. So this pot shot's fine. But yeah, if we send Extilior, so Blindsider first, Extilior up here, spin, and then use our Maximus shot. So we can clear this whole board here, which is exactly what we're going to do. We'll stick this on everyone just in case. In order to do so, we do need to spend 1 Cinder. So we're just going to put a Shield of Hope on... Let's put it on Extilior himself. So we need to... in fact... Maybe we've made a mistake here. So we'll just get this done first. Get the one in that we know we need to. And then we'll just move... We'll just move back here for now. Yeah, so this should still be fine. We just want it to just clip the mine. It does mean we're going to hit Extilior. So it's not ideal. Well, that's where we should have put our shield. But we can now just take this out here. Which, okay, we do get a shield on Extilior. It means we're not just going to outright die to Zax next turn. And then we're probably putting Invulnerable on Extilior next turn as well. So what's our opponent bringing out to play this time? Savria's Safeguard, okay. So we're going to have Force in the next turn, which means we can play Taurian Guardian on top of this here. Yep, that's fine. We're just going to Extilior or Maximus that probably. Or we might actually just ignore it and go over here. Oh, they got Orbital. Orbital, okay, that is good. So if they move Zax and get an attack off here, they can actually kill our Extilior. And I think that puts them in a decent spot from there, but not quite. Okay, so we're giving Invulnerable to Blindsider Extilior. We're actually going to move up this way with Extilior. Taurian is going to come out to play, say, here. We're going to move in here to attack Savria from this angle, which is exactly what we needed. Do we not have an angle onto... a good angle onto Savria there? Not particularly. Okay. So we should get one off here. There we go. We got one. And they've got a couple of range, so we're just going to poke back here, hide from Zax. So this makes it very difficult for them to kill anything of ours this turn. But they can use Savria to protect themselves against something. So I'm not sure what they're going to do here. We're only one turn away from our next Corrosive. We can play out Florio Lancer next turn and just sort of hide at the back and start dealing with things from a distance. So this is why I like Blindsider Esley, is that he's just a trading unit. Okay, so they protected their captain rather than Savria, which again I think is an issue. This is also a mistake. So this is just a new player if they do this. I think they might be not realizing that they're going to lose if they do an attack on one of these. Oh, I left us in range there. Ooh, okay. Yep, opponent spotted the right line there. That's absolutely correct. I can't believe I missed that, to be honest. That's quite impressive in itself, actually. So yeah, I should have been basically a little bit further back because I wasn't thinking about Savria. I was thinking about Zax and I wanted to get the reduced visibility effect to the point that I actually completely forgot about keeping out of range. So neither of these really have an effect, so they want to be doing it on Extilior here. Yeah, even if that hit, it wasn't going to do anything. Okay, yeah, they're just placing mines. And running away. Okay, so what we can do here is move to where we've got minimal interference over on Zax. There we go, we've got the one that's now reduced to 0. We can... Oh, we've got blocked in. I'm not thinking these through very well at all. So we are just going to basically, in this case, take a chunk out of this. Awkwardly, we've left Maximus to die here, unless we go this way. Which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pop over here and kill Savria. And then we're going to start blocking Zaxin over here. So now we've got another good defensive position out. We've got Florio Lancer. We can start bombarding things next turn. Like, see that there? I had to adapt my game plan, but it probably keeps Blindsider Esley alive another turn. And if they play something in range, we can deal with it. If not, we can just use it for whatever, random use comes out in the meantime. So the question is, where do they attack? Because if they attack incorrectly, they might even push us out of range of Jailbreak. But I think here we're probably on the plan of just trying to blow them up as quick as possible. This probably kills Maximus, yep. Yeah, so here I think we're actually just going to go all out on killing our opponent. I don't mind putting this onto Extilior here because it does actually just protect us mostly. This doesn't even hit Taurian Guardian anymore. So that's perfect. Get an extra hit here. I think we actually bombard before we do Taurian Guardian just to make sure we can hit only their character. Can we get in range here? Maybe if we move this way. So we'll just move to that corner. What do you mean I can't attack? Oh, have I already attacked? Or is it no? Really? We'll just do this then. Oh, we got the crit. There we go, perfect. No, I wasn't expecting the crit there. For some reason, I thought Taurian Guardian was in range, but wasn't quite. But that worked out okay in the end. I think that was just sort of a largely positional advantage, and our opponent sort of didn't have quite the right target priority. But they're a new player. I think they did really well. I think, that's the sort of game that you learn quite a lot from. And I think we were able to just lock them down in a corner and keep making progress on our game plan. So that one worked quite well. Overall, that list's not too bad. It wasn't sort of a runaway success or anything like that. It was pretty reasonable. We didn't see quite a few of the circle cards, the models, that sort of thing. But overall, I've enjoyed that. So having a look through now, we've got 4 tiers of decks, of lists, and all but one of them has been built for the stream, for the YouTube, sorry, and for making content. So what we're going to be looking now is looking at going back through some of these and just seeing what we do differently. Is there something we can make that would, bring these in line with what we want to do? So for the meantime, we're probably going to skip out on the build arounds until the new patch comes in, because building around in this patch, not even necessarily going to guarantee we draw the unit. So in future, we're going to be looking at doing that when we've guaranteed that we can play, say, exactly what we build around. So we know we're going to have Tipu every game. We know we're going to have Scattervine, which is another one I've been saving up to do until that change comes out. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with all these, looking back through them, having to go at trying them again, looking probably some of the older ones and seeing how my thought process has changed. But that last video we've just recorded, quite a lot of fun, and I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. It really does help, and it really does, make me feel that little bit better. And other than that, have a good day.